These are the only 5 exercises you need for a respectable chest. The chest is, without a doubt, one of the most important muscles of the male physique. That first impression when you take off your shirt at the beach or at the gym. However, even training frequently and with dedication, many guys spend years without being able to develop a truly impressive chest. This happens because they make basic mistakes in choosing exercises. They don't have the adequate knowledge to know which type of muscle fiber each movement activates, nor the different portions of the chest that need to be worked. An efficient workout needs to target all 3 parts of the chest, and both fast twitch and slow twitch muscle fibers. That's why today you'll see a complete chest workout, already in the exact order it needs to be executed. These, done correctly, are all you need. But before we begin, tell me in the comments your name and how long you've been training. Exercise number 1, Incline Dumbbell Bench Press. We start with the Incline Dumbbell Bench Press, and it's not by chance. The upper portion of the chest is the most difficult to develop, but it's precisely this area that gives that imposing look, that shelf, that everyone admires. Since we're starting the workout with full energy, we'll prioritize the most challenging. If you usually do bench press with a barbell, you need to understand that using dumbbells has some advantages. First, it allows you to work with the same weight unilaterally. This means that your weaker side won't be compensated by your stronger side, as happens with the barbell. How many times have you noticed that the barbell tilts to one side during the bench press? This is a sign of muscle imbalance, and dumbbells help correct it. Additionally, dumbbells allow for a much greater range of motion. On the descent, you can go deeper, generating a more intense stretch of the chest. At the top of the movement, you can bring the dumbbells closer to each other, creating a stronger contraction. This greater range means more muscle fibers recruited and, consequently, more growth. Another important point: weight progression is safer. If you fail during a barbell bench press, you need a partner to save you. With dumbbells, you just need to drop them to the sides. This allows you to train to failure more safely, pushing your fibers to the maximum. To execute correctly, position the bench at an incline of 30 to 45 degrees. Steeper inclines shift the work to the shoulders, and we don't want that. Hold the dumbbells with arms extended above your chest, palms facing forward. Lower the dumbbells with control, slightly opening the elbows, until you feel a good stretch in your chest. Don't go down too far to the point of feeling discomfort in your shoulders. Push back to the starting position, focusing on using the chest, not the triceps. A common mistake is to keep the elbows too wide, perpendicular to the body. This puts excessive stress on the shoulders. Keep your elbows at approximately 45 degrees in relation to your trunk. To really feel the chest working, focus on squeezing the dumbbells against each other throughout the movement, even if they don't touch. This activates more chest fibers. Imagine that you're squeezing a ball between the dumbbells. Because it predominantly targets fast twitch fibers, this exercise should be performed with heavier weights and fewer repetitions. Do 4 sets of 6 to 8 repetitions, with rest of 2 minutes between sets. Exercise 2, Low Pulley Crossover. We continue with another exercise focused on the upper portion of the chest, but now with a different movement pattern. While the bench press works with pushing, the crossover works with adduction, that is, bringing the arms to the midline of the body. This movement is fundamental to activate different fibers and give definition to the chest. A crucial detail: don't position the pulley completely at the bottom. Place it at knee height. This position will provide a more comfortable movement for your joints. Another essential point is to understand that the movement is not just lifting the weight. If you simply pull upward, you'll be mainly recruiting the anterior deltoid and not the chest. The secret is in the adduction. The hands should meet in the middle of the movement, as if you were hugging a tree. It's this adduction that makes all the difference to activate the upper chest. To execute, stand in the center of the pulleys, with feet slightly apart for a stable base. Grab the handles with arms extended and slightly flexed at the elbows. Lean the trunk slightly forward. This helps to focus the tension on the chest. Now pull the handles up and inward, making an arc movement until the hands almost touch in front of your chest. Strongly contract the chest at this point. Return slowly to the starting position, controlling the weight and maintaining tension in the chest. A common mistake is using body momentum. This reduces the effectiveness of the exercise. Keep the body stable, letting only the arms move. Another mistake is keeping the elbows completely extended, which transfers part of the tension to the triceps. Maintain a slight flexion in the elbows throughout the movement. To feel the chest more, Focus on the contraction at the point where the hands meet. Pause for 1 second at this point, squeezing the chest to the maximum. It also helps to think about bringing the elbows inward, not just the hands. This exercise predominantly works slow twitch fibers, responsible for muscle endurance and definition. Therefore, it's ideal to perform 4 sets of 10 to 12 repetitions, with rest of 90 seconds between sets. Use a weight that allows you to maintain perfect technique, but that makes the last repetitions really challenging. Exercise 3. High pulley crossover. Now that we've already worked the upper portion well, let's change the focus to the lower portion of the chest. And since we're already at the pulley station, we take advantage to do the high pulley crossover, which is excellent for this part of the muscle. We know that not all gyms will allow you to get 2 pulleys at the same time so easily, so let's already take advantage and optimize time. The high pulley crossover works the chest at a completely different angle from the previous exercises. It provides excellent tension in the lower and medial part of the chest, precisely that region that gives volume and fullness to the muscle. Additionally, it allows for a maximum contraction that is difficult to achieve in other exercises. It is particularly effective for giving that teardrop appearance to the chest, with the lower part well developed. This characteristic is essential for an aesthetically impressive chest. To execute correctly, position yourself in the center of the pulleys with one foot in front of the other for better balance. Hold the handles with arms open and slightly flexed at the elbows. Lean the body slightly forward. This is crucial to direct the work to the chest and not the shoulders. Now pull the handles down and forward in an arc movement. The final point of the movement should be with the hands meeting more or less at waist height. A common mistake is standing completely upright during the exercise. This puts more emphasis on the shoulders than on the chest. The slight forward lean is essential. Another mistake is using weights that are too heavy, which leads to compensations. To really feel the lower chest working, focus on the contraction at the end of the movement. Imagine that you're squeezing something between your forearms. Another trick is to keep the elbows slightly higher than the wrists throughout the movement. This puts more tension on the lower part of the chest. This exercise also predominantly works slow twitch fibers, so the recommendation is similar to the previous crossover. 3 or 4 sets of 10 to 12 repetitions, with rest of 90 seconds between sets. The weight should allow you to complete all repetitions with good form, but the last ones should be challenging. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Having constant access to science-based information is what will make you progress with health in the long term in the world of bodybuilding. Number 4. Flat dumbbell bench press. This is probably the most well-known chest exercise, and for good reasons. It works the chest as a whole, with emphasis on the medial portion, that central region that gives volume and thickness to the muscle. Just as in the incline bench press, the version with dumbbells offers advantages over the barbell. In addition to the greater range of motion and unilateral work that we've already mentioned, dumbbells allow for a natural rotation of the wrists during the movement. This rotation better aligns the shoulders and reduces stress on the joints, making the exercise safer in the long term. To execute correctly, lie on a flat bench with feet firmly supported on the floor. Hold the dumbbells with arms extended above the chest, palms facing forward or slightly facing each other. Lower the dumbbells with control, slightly opening the elbows until the arms are parallel to the floor or until you feel a good stretch in the chest. Push back to the starting position, focusing on using the chest. A common mistake is to bang the dumbbells at the top of the movement. This relieves the tension on the chest precisely at the moment of contraction. Keep a small distance between the dumbbells, even at the highest point. Another mistake is letting the dumbbells fall without control during the eccentric phase. Control the movement, taking advantage of this phase to generate micro-tears that will stimulate growth. To maximize chest activation, keep the shoulders back and down throughout the exercise. This stabilizes the scapula and puts the chest in an ideal position to work. Additionally, focus on pressing the bench with your back during the effort. This helps keep the chest expanded and more involved in the movement. This exercise recruits both fast twitch and slow twitch fibers, being excellent for strength and volume gain. Perform 3 sets, starting with 12 repetitions in the first and gradually decreasing to 8 in the last, increasing the weight. Rest 90 to 120 seconds between sets. At this point in the workout, your chest will already be quite fatigued from the previous exercises. This is good, It means you've already broken many fibers and prepared the ground for significant growth. But we still have one crucial exercise to complete the work. Exercise 5, Pec Deck Machine. We finished the workout with the Pec Deck Machine, and there couldn't be a better exercise to conclude. After 4 intense movements, the chest is ready for a final stimulus, focused mainly on stretching and maximum contraction. The PC Deck Machine is perfect for this. This exercise has an incredible ability to stretch and elongate the chest muscle, something essential to stimulate growth. Studies show that stretching under tension is a potent trigger for hypertrophy. Additionally, the machine allows you to maintain constant tension throughout the movement, something difficult to achieve with free weights when you're fatigued. Another advantage of the Pec Deck Machine is stability. At this point in the workout, your stabilizer muscles are already tired, and the machine removes this variable, allowing you to focus 100% on the chest. It's like delivering the final blow with surgical precision. To execute correctly, adjust the bench so that the handles are aligned with the middle of your chest. Sit with your back well supported and hold the handles with a slight flexion in the elbows. This flexion should be maintained throughout the exercise. You shouldn't extend or flex the elbows more during the movement. Now, bring your arms together in front of you, as if you were hugging a large tree. Strongly contract the chest at the point of greatest approximation. Return slowly to the starting position, allowing a good stretch of the chest, but without letting the elbows go too far back to the point of feeling discomfort in the shoulders. To really feel the chest working, focus on the contraction at the point of greatest approximation of the arms. Pause for 1 to 2 seconds at this point, contracting the chest to the maximum. Imagine that you're squeezing an orange between your pectorals. You can also do the exercise with an open hand. This will minimize the action of the triceps. In addition to not properly adjusting the height of the bench, another very common mistake is lifting the scapula off the bench, transforming the movement into a shoulder exercise. This exercise is ideal for working slow twitch fibers and for pumping the muscle with blood, bringing nutrients for repair. Perform 3 sets of 12 to 15 repetitions, with rest of only 90 seconds between sets. Use a moderate weight that allows you to complete all repetitions. The Pec Deck Machine is perfect for finishing the workout because besides depleting any energy reserve that still remains in the chest, it promotes an incredible blood congestion in the muscle. This not only gives that pump sensation that every bodybuilder loves, but also facilitates recovery and muscle growth after the workout. Bonus: substitute exercises. I understand that not all gyms have the same equipment, or you may simply not adapt well to some of the exercises I suggested. No problem. There are excellent alternatives that can be incorporated. The Pec Deck Machine, for example, can be perfectly substituted by a cable crossover. The execution is similar. Stand in the center of the machine with the pulleys at chest height and perform the hug movement, bringing the hands together in front. The advantage is that you can precisely adjust the height of the pulleys according to your anatomy. The flat dumbbell bench press can be substituted by the flat bench press on specific bench press machines. These alternatives are especially useful for those who train alone and are afraid of failing with free weights. The machines offer a fixed trajectory that can be beneficial for beginners or for those with mobility limitations. The high pulley crossover, which works the lower part of the chest, can be substituted by the decline bench press or by dips on parallel bars. The decline bench press is particularly effective for the lower portion of the chest, especially when performed with a moderate incline of 15 to 20 degrees. The parallel bars, besides intensely working the lower chest, also strongly recruit the triceps and shoulders, being an excellent compound exercise. An important observation: regardless of the substitutions you make, maintain the principle of working first the upper portion of the chest, then the lower portion, and finishing with an isolation exercise that allows for a good mind-muscle connection. Remembering that so far, I've presented this workout as a single and complete session, and it works perfectly like this. But I understand that not everyone has 60 to 75 minutes available for a chest workout, or perhaps you prefer to train with more intensity for a shorter period. Therefore, an excellent alternative is to divide this workout into 2 separate days in the week. For example, you can do the first 3 exercises on Tuesday and the last 2 on Friday, or Monday and Thursday if you prefer. The important thing is to maintain an interval of 2 to 3 days between workouts for adequate recovery. This division has several advantages. First, you can maintain a much higher intensity in each exercise. Think about it. In the original format, when you reach the 4th or 5th exercise, Your energy is no longer the same as at the beginning. With the division, you are always fresh for each part of the workout. Second, shorter sessions are easier to fit into the routine and less likely to be skipped. Third, this division allows you to work the chest twice a week, which can be advantageous for muscle protein synthesis. Studies show that training frequency is an important variable for hypertrophy. If you opt for the division, just make sure to keep the intensity high on both days. As the volume per session will be lower, you can and should increase the intensity a bit, either with slightly heavier weights or with advanced techniques like drop sets in the last exercise of each day. If you liked this, and also want to discover the main mistakes that most men make in chest training that prevent them from properly developing this muscle, I've left a video appearing right now on the screen showing each one of them. Thank you for watching this far, and may God bless you, my friend.